I'm Tim Langston with Red Dog Bushcraft. Thanks for joining me for another video. Today I'm going to answer a question I received on one of my YouTubes, and that was my attire. What I use from head to toe when I'm out in the bush. We're going to cover some practical daily attire that you can wear to make you a lot more comfortable in your daily activities, plus what can affect your survivability when you're out in the bush. So stay with me. Alright, let's start off with the top of the head. We lose a lot of heat through our head, and keeping our heads covered in the wintertime is absolutely critical. And in the summertime, especially if you're follically challenged like I am, keeping your head covered is very important. You don't want to burn up, and you also want to keep some shade on your head. So years ago when I was fly fishing, this became one of my favorite hats, outdoor style adventure hat, nice wide brim. This is a wool hat, packable, just a great piece of gear, and when the season is right, I love wearing that particular hat. Now to complement that, I use a piece of gear called a buff. The buff, you can go to their website, it's www.buff.eu, and you can see many different ways that you can tie this tube, and that's all this is a tube that has no seam in it. This is made out of Coolmax. They make some out of some other materials also, but this thing is great. You can tie it into 6 or 8 different configurations to cover your head and neck. It works real well for any type of climate except for the extremes. Sometimes in the summer I'll wear a do-rag style hat. I don't like the kind that tie in the back, but these little skull caps. But the kind with the little tail in the back, this is Coolmax, and this will actually wick the water to this little tail in the back, and instead of your water running down your face, the sweat will drip off of the tail. You should always keep a bandana with you, and that can be tied into a hat. There's many YouTube videos on how to do that. And for extreme conditions, I use a balaclava. This one is made by a company called Freeze Out, and it actually has a couple of different materials made into it which reflects some of your body heat back in. It's windproof, and it's breathable. It's a good piece of gear, and it packs down pretty small. It comes in its own little kit. When I'm camping and I'm spending the night out in the woods and I know it, I like to keep a wool watch cap with me, and this gets packed in my bed gear. Wool is great, and I love these watch caps, but I do have one problem with them, and that is that it pushes my ears in, and I hate something that pushes my ears in too tight. Sometimes it gets uncomfortable. So I found this. This is a fleece skull cap, and you can tell by the way it's cut. This is the front, and it drops down on the side so it covers your ears. It goes across the back of your neck. And this is one of the most comfortable and warmest hats that I've ever put on my head, and it has replaced the stocking style hats in my gear. I keep a couple of those, and this along, I usually wear a baseball cap every day. This is what I use probably 80% of the time. When it's cold, I use this, and when it's just chilly or I want to keep the sun off of me, I use this buff in conjunction with just a standard baseball cap. The only thing that's different about this baseball cap is this is one of the ones that's made for exercise. It has a sweatband on the inside of it that's not that cotton that gets all nasty. This is like a polyester with sweatband properties in it. And this is a blended hat of different materials, polyester and some others, Coolmax I believe. And this baseball cap is very comfortable. It breathes well, it wicks moisture away, and it'll dry out a lot faster than some of your standard cotton baseball caps. Now for your kids, and of course I keep some orange for hunting season, but this is one of the pieces of headgear that stays in my kids' bag. But what I really like for my child when I'm packing up a grab-and-go kit or a camping kit for them, a bug-out type bag or an everyday carry type piece of gear, is this chartreuse color. Chartreuse does not appear in nature, and it's very easy to spot. If they were to get lost, they put this on their head. If they have some type of a shirt or a vest that they put on, search and rescue, you can spot this from a long way away. So there's a couple of the different pieces of the headgear. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I'll continue it, and we'll continue on with the extremities, and we'll get into some more gear here in just a few minutes. So take care. I'm Tim Langston with Red Dog Bushcraft. God bless.